step into the spotlight.
Couple lights on, cameras roll, time to break the mold. No more silence, every story's gotta be told. Truth in the air, no filter, no disguise. Real talk, real change, we open up your eyes. We got the voices that are changing the game. Fearless, unchained, calling our names. From the struggles to the rise, we expose, we ignite. No topic too deep when you step in the light. We got the answers, spotlight at your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. From the pain to the power, the lessons we learn. Voices of the people, let the fire burn. Dr. Donna, Dr. Laxley, leading the way, guiding the truth in a world full of gray. Experts, activists, voices untold. Everyday heroes with stories so bold. This is more than a show, it's a movement, a spark, illuminating shadows, bringing light to the dark. We got the voices that are changing, be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. Step into the spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. We got the voices, spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. And if you want the real, then tune in right now. We're breaking down walls, no backing down. One mic, one voice, one mission tonight. Step into the spotlight, let's get it right. Let's get it right. Let's head to the spotlight. Let's get it right. What do?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Spotlight. This is our home of unfiltered conversations where real talk is what we do. And I am none other than Dr. Donna Thompson.
Yes, and I'm Dr. Laxley, and together we are your moderators. Dr. Donna, how are you?
I am great. I'm actually doing well. I am great. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm doing awesome. I am so thankful, so grateful for 2026 and beyond. So just a happy guy, right? Very happy, very pleased. Life is going on in a wonderful way. All kinds of stuff happening out there. But guess what? We're up to the task.
Absolutely.
Yes. So what's new with Donna? What's new with Dr. Donna?
Oh my gosh. So what's new? It's a new year. I'm still, working on my, I guess you could say my vision plan for 2026. It seemed like 2025 kind of came and went by very quickly. So still working on my reflections from 2025 and, just kind of really looking at 2026 to be an even more productive a productive year. So just really doing some assessment and analyzing of, you know, accomplishments for 2026.
Yeah, and you know, I want us to define productivity, more productive as more effective,
Mm-hmm.
because we find that often some people look at productive as doing a lot, but the key is to make sure that whatever you're doing counts, right? That is, it's driving a difference. So productive, get things done, but to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
Effective. And I'm glad you talk about your vision plan. You know, for 2026, you're still doing reflections, and that's awesome. Awesome, because you have to really examine what happened during 2025, so you can have your takeaways and take what you need to take from it, and also leave what you need to leave.
Right, correct.
Hmm.
So yeah, so definitely, like I said, just really looking back at last year, and it was, a lot of busy work, but really analyzing it as far as, even though it was busy work, what was the results? And just trying to look at, this year,
Hmm.
of course, doing more work, but just more intentionality and not just busyness of being pulled here and there. Just, making sure that whatever I'm doing, it's really focused on results and not just doing work, and really managing my time, and managing my time in a responsible and a productive and a productive manner, so that I can really get the results that I want to get, and to make sure that what I'm doing is really aligned with my purpose.
Hmm. Absolutely. So for me, I spent the entire holiday season doing just what you're talking about.
Hmm.
I came up with my 2026 growth strategy, and I will just put this out there that for me, my theme for 2026 is discipline and consistency. And we'll talk more about that on another show, because that is integral to the work we're doing here during the growth, during our growth mindset business, right?
Right.
So, and not just that, you know, design by design.
Hmm.
And so we're not just going to willy nilly approach life. We're going to be very specific. First, we
Hmm.
know what it is that we want to achieve, and then we're going to come up with a strategy to get there. I think that is so important, because too often when you ask someone, what is your growth strategy? They can't tell you. What is it? Who are you? What you're about? They tell you, this is the work I do. And so often we running around, and hate to say it, like chickens without what?
With our heads cut off.
Yeah,
How we
yeah.
put the
And
vision.
so we can't afford to do that, and we're not just doing that personally. We're
Hmm.
applying that to a collision with purpose as well,
Right.
because this organization must have a growth strategy. And
Hmm.
so tonight we're going to recap some of what we did in 2025. Certainly not all of it, but we're going to do a quick recap. We won't have a guest on tonight, because tonight is a starting point, and there's no point in starting with a guest. We need to start with the foundation, us, right? So that is
Correct.
exactly where we're going to start, right? We are on In the Spotlight, and tonight we're going to do a 2025 recap with none other than the fearless, none other than Dr. Donna, and myself. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So, so Donna, what was the thing that set us off in 2025? Let's talk a little bit about our colloquium and what that is all about.
Right. So, yeah, we started off 2025 with our colloquium, and that was in February. February of 2025. Oh my gosh, it seemed like it's so long ago, but it really isn't because so much has happened, right? But we did our colloquium. That was our second colloquium that we did in 2025. And once again, we walked away where it was very successful, where, of course, we were able to honor members of our community that's doing servant leadership work and serving their community, because that's what we're also all about, is recognizing those individuals who normally, no one really recognize. But also speaking about the work that we've been doing, and speaking about also the daily insights. Daily insights was launched at the colloquium, right? Daily insights was launched at the colloquium as well. And that I found to be a very powerful book that you did. And we'll talk, we can always talk more about daily insight, but that was a big thing that was launched at the colloquium, was daily insights unveiled. And of course, it's all about, where you are, just getting you from different places in your life. It's a book that I find it to be something that you can have, or you should walk with something in your bag, right? You should have in your bag, because when you're going through something for the day, you pretty much turn anywhere. The book is so powerful. You pretty much turn anywhere in the book and it speaks to you at that particular moment. It's one of that type of a work. Of course, you can read it from beginning to end, right? But it's just a very powerful book. So the colloquium was successful in that capacity. Also, we were able to have some of our entrepreneurs, that they have their businesses, and we were able to bring some vendors, into the colloquium, that they were able to, get their exposure as well. So, it's all about empowering each other, right? And embracing our entrepreneurs in our communities and giving them a platform as well, where they can network and market. And also we can get to pour into them. So that was a great part of the colloquium this year as well. We were able to bring those individuals in. And, we had our guest speakers, and it was just very powerful. Once again, it was one of those things where everyone walked away feeling empowered, and really kind of setting their year, for 2025. So that was one of the great things with the colloquium. And like I said, once again, it's all about honoring individuals in our community with our colloquium, and definitely speaking about the work that we're doing, and really just pouring into our community. And I think that's one of the great things about the colloquium, is that it gives us a platform where we can pour into our community and appreciate our community, and, just honor them for the work that they're doing.
Well, for me, the highlight was scholarships that we gave out.
Mm-hmm.
We gave out scholarships to 3 students in Jamaica, 2 in Kenya, and I believe it was 3 here in Atlanta. So for me, that
Yes.
was a highlight. And you talk about daily insights. The colloquium was titled Daily Insights Unveiled, Your Odyssey to Find Purpose. It was built on the back of the book, Daily Insights. And I want to add that we're going to take that book audio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daily Insights.
Yes.
We're getting ready to work on that. So it'll become an audio book, because I think that book is suited for that, to be an audio book.
Absolutely.
It's perfect for that. So that's something we're going to be working on in 2026. It's part of our growth strategy for 2026 at the A Collision with Purpose growth strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to differentiate that from our personal ones, because, like as I said earlier, as an organization, it must also engage a growth strategy. So I am going to play a quick video from the colloquium. How about that?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
All had moments that break us down, searching for light when the world spins round. But in those cracks, the purpose is born, a new way to live when the old is torn.
To champion global unity and humanitarian efforts, Her advocacy and writing are more than just professions. They are mediums through which she voices her commitment to social causes and her unyielding resolve to usher in a better tomorrow for all. Those drawn to her story as a leader who seamlessly blends financial leadership with intellect. There ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide. For Tiffany Young.
All humankind came from the continent.
So that was a colloquium. Just wanted to just rush through it a bit there. We had different people on there. We had music, we had spoken words, poetry, we had everything. We had, of course, we had our MC there, Mr. Will Hart, none better. And so many. I think we had, was it maybe 18 honorees? So people we honored?
That we honored.
So that was awesome right there. And these are the folks who are out there doing it day in, day out in our community. We honored people in Kenya. So it was quite a global event, as we always do, global event. So yeah, so what happened next? There, I'm going to play another clip, and this one is going to take us to Kenya.
Oh.
So let me play this, and then we'll talk about it. What an experience that was.
Wow.
The students, they came out, the numbers, right? Thousands of students came out to see us. And we felt so honored to be there to serve them. But they really put on a show for us. These students, they did it all. I'm emotional now just looking at the video. Yeah, that was a special moment for me personally, and I know for many of our team members and for the organization. What we experienced going to Kenya, just at that one school, in Trans Nzoia County. That was just amazing what we experienced there. Let me get your take on that, Dr. Donna.
Yeah, just well, like you said, just looking at the video, when you're there, you don't realize you're just working, right? You're doing the work, but just just the clip that you shared, like you said, it just brings a certain level of emotion that really let you know the meaning of what you're doing and how important it is to reach out to our other fellow human or a fellow mankind, because just one little act of kindness can change the life of so many people. It's not like at least for us, we don't think that we did a whole lot or had a whole lot to offer, but our presence there and just being there, you can see the love, the appreciation, the welcoming that we received. And it's a very humbling feeling, um, to know that just the little that you do is so appreciated. So it was a great trip. It was a very, it's you, I don't think you can really find words for the trip because there was so many different level of emotions
Mhm.
that we all experienced.
Mhm.
It's you had the highs and the lows and the laughs and the cries and within that 2 week span, we lived Kenya, we experienced Kenya in a way that it's gonna live I mean, I know for me it's gonna be a part of me forever and in my heart forever, because it's almost like a footprint that's left on my spirit.
On your spirit. And you said something earlier that I think is that how what we did for the students, what I think is what we did for us.
Hmm.
To be able to serve and to serve these students, that is for me was life defining. That we're able to do something like that, and especially coming from where we're coming from in Jamaica, because what when we look at those students, what I was seeing is I'm seeing me growing up
Hmm.
as a
Yeah.
youngster in Jamaica and
Yep.
in a school in Jamaica. That's what I saw. And
Hmm.
so for me, there was that immediate connection. And of course, some of these young kids, they're coming from homes where they're struggling.
Hmm.
They're struggling. And I recall some of that growing up. So
Right.
it was an instant connection to these kids. And sometimes you ask, why are we drawn to Kenya? Why are we drawn to Kenya? And I don't believe that we're drawn to Kenya, so to speak. I think we're drawn to situations like what exists in Kenya because we identify with that kind of situation, and because we are connected to that, we know that if we can do something, we must. And I think that's why we find that we're traveling 18 hours to go to Kenya in 2 consecutive years and looking to do it in 2026 again. Because I recall the first time when I went to Kenya, coming from a rural parish in Jamaica, I felt like I was home. I felt like I was home because, of course, we had gone to a rural county in Kenya as well. So for me, I was like, man, I'm home. There's so many similarities, so many things that we share, with Kenya. And of course, I can't speak for all of Africa because I've not gone to other African countries. I plan to, and I know the Collision with Purpose will do that as well. We'll go there. But Kenya for certain is where we landed. And what a feeling, what did it do for us is really what it's all about. Yes, we have the kids, but it certainly lifted us up as well.
Yeah, and I must, I think also, Dr. Stevenson, you're making a great point there, how what it did for us, because our team members that traveled with us, for some of them it was their first experience as well,
Mhm.
right? But for the most part, you speak about a number of individuals that came with us that they were strangers to each other. A lot of us did not know each other. I mean, you knew everybody, of course, because but really being, a lot of us did not know each other. We all have
Mhm.
different personalities, different strengths,
Mhm.
different
Mhm.
everything. And I'm telling you, based on so many different situations that took place,
Mhm.
from team members, getting ill and, just different things, not getting our luggage and having to share clothing and this and that. And I mean, it showed that as humans, we can still have compassion and care for each other. Because our team, we came together and we worked from morning till night.
Mhm.
And we worked. We took long bus rides. And it really showed that we were all dedicated to the work, the mission of what we were doing, and it showed our hearts. And that you can come together and work, and it changed us. It changed all of us. Because it really proved that you can take a bunch of strangers and you're working for the same mission, the same cause, and you no longer become strangers. You're one body.
And you make a valid point, but I am going to say, while some of the team members didn't know each other, they had a good idea about each other's heart,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was the key, kindred spirit.
Right.
And so because they were called to do a certain kind of work, instantly there was that love and togetherness,
Mm-hmm.
because we were there on a mission that was bigger than each of us.
Right.
It was not about us, and I think that's something that should be said and need to be said, because often you will get into these service type organizations, and people, leaders, members tend to make it more about themselves
Mm-hmm.
and not about the work. And I think that if we can all wake up in 2026, that is one area that we need to make some adjustment. Let the work that you do not be about you, and let it be about the work, the mission, the vision, and those who you claim that you want to serve. And I think if we can do that better, we're winning. We're winning nonstop all the time. All the time. We may not always achieve what we set out to achieve, but if we do the work with a togetherness, I don't think it's a win.
Yeah.
Win. One of the highlights, I remember when we went to the first orphanage that we went to, we spent a lot of time on the road driving, by the way. A lot of time driving. We spent a lot of time driving, but it was fun. It was fun driving, because we're all in the same transporter. We're all in the same bus. So we had our parties going on in the bus. We had our this or that, and it was fun, our food, and it was fun. But I remember when we went to the orphanage, and during the debrief, team members literally crying during the debriefs. Some
Mhm.
of them said they had they have seen it but never experienced it
Right.
in person.
Right. Mhm.
And it was touching. It
Mhm.
was, yeah. I recall there was one team member said that I'm not coming back, but I will support financially, because it was too heartbreaking.
Mhm.
So what a great experience that was, and it served us so well. Served us. I think it maybe even served us more than it served the kids, because I know
Right.
it changed us. And if we are able to do good things in the world, and if it change our hearts and make us want to do more, then that is powerful. That is powerful. I'm going to show a video from our 2025 visit to Kenya, and this is one of the achievement, one of the things that the tangible thing that we did over there. I want to play that video, okay?
Okay.
Like in my decision to have a collision.
I want to thank you, Coalition with the Purpose, for constructing for us a new toilet in our school.
Thank you so much. I also, the head teacher of Kesogon, would like to appreciate the Coalition with the Purpose for these new facilities which they gave us, And we are praying that God is going to help them so that we get another new facility for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and we are looking forward to more cooperation with you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Sintawa Kisiangani. We are very, very grateful the Collision with Purpose movement for giving us an opportunity to be associated with you by helping us to get a new facility for the sanitation of our girls in Kesogon Junior School. Thank you very much, and we ask for more help because we are still in need. Thank you and God bless you.
A collision with purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Collision with Purpose, for these facilities. Promise that we are going to also be in support of every movement you're going to do. Thank you so much.
I'm locked in, going all out. No fear, no doubt. My God, my choice, your will, I'm all yours. Locked in, going all out. No fear, no doubt. My God, my choice, your will, your will, your will. Like the night decision to have a collision with my purpose. It is my assignment to be in alignment with my purpose.
So that is a 6-door toilet. 6 doors. And we did another one. We did one in Viega County as well. So there's 2 of them we did. But you know what was so special about this one, Donna? Elizabeth Setawa Kisiangani, her name is on the building.
Right.
Yeah, it's all done in her name. Because if any one individual is responsible for a collision with purpose, bringing a team of individuals to Kenya, it is Elizabeth Setawa Kisiangani. She is that person who, she's done it all. A real superhero, right? So I'm gonna let you say what you want to say about that toilet thing and everything else that we did, and talk about Elizabeth.
Yeah, that was, like we're saying, that was one of the tangible things that we were able to accomplish while we were there. And once again, it all came from the support of our team members. If it was not for our team members, it would not have been possible, right? So, it takes a team, and we were able to definitely do the 2 toilets. And the video that we watch, yes, it's very special, because this is, the situation that was happening at this particular school. And it so happened that this is a school that Elizabeth taught, because she's a teacher. But of course, we all know that now she's ill, of course, with cancer. So her teaching is just not there anymore. However, she brought it to our attention, the dire need of the sanitary situation, the sanitation and all that stuff at the school, and what the girls needed. And so with that, we were able to provide them with the 6 toilets that we're looking at there in the video. And of course, it has to be, definitely in honor of her, because if it wasn't for her and her input in everything that we're doing in Kenya right now, it would not be possible. It would not happen. And even though she's ill, she continues to work tirelessly. She continues to support a collision with purpose, and she spearheads a lot that we're doing there. Anything that we ask of her, even though she's going through what she's going through, she does her very best to get it done. And she got the toilet finished. She made sure that it came to completion. So even though we left after before the toilet was completed, and the video that we're looking at, this is her work. She made sure that the project was completed. And that speaks volumes to her dedication to the work, even in her illness. It speaks dedication that she also wants the betterment for the children and her community as well. So Elizabeth she's a very strong, resilient woman, and I have so much admiration for her. And we just continue to keep her in our prayers and lift her up in our prayers for her healing, while we're here. But it was definitely a great project with being able to do the toilets. And I wanted to say that, one of the good things is that even though we had it planned to do the toilets, that they actually started digging and preparation and everything. They broke ground before we even got there.
Once we commissioned the project and allocated, made a commitment, they started working. And I think we demanded that. That was a requirement from us, because we wanted to see work in action.
Right.
And they did that. They did that. And the same thing with the other toilet that we did, the one in Vega County at the other school there. And I want to say that as long as we're in Kenya, the Collision with Purpose, and we're involved with any building construction, it will be done, and Elizabeth's name will be placed on it.
Right.
So that's a commitment we're making here again. And that, again, is not just because, it's because of her work and her commitment.
Yes.
To serve and to make a difference, She, with her challenges, and I know we're not supposed to say she's fighting cancer anymore. We're supposed to say she's fighting for her life and get rid of the cancer talk. That is what she was instructed to do, and we're going to follow suit. So as she fight to live, then we're walking that walk with her. You, me, we have taken on the responsibility to, or the Collision with Purpose, to pay her son and her daughter's school fees. And we've been doing that. And we will continue to do that again. And as we're talking about that, let us talk a little bit about the Elizabeth Sitawa Cancer Community-Based Organization, the CBO. Let's talk a little bit about it. For again, that was something that came out of our visit, 2025 visit to Kenya. Right. It's work in progress, but it's still an achievement to even just take on this initiative. So let's talk a little bit about the CBO.
Yes. So like we're saying, that was one of the things that we saw fitting to start in 2025. And once again, because of Elizabeth, the idea and came up to start the cancer-based organization. And once again, in honor of her and the work that she's been doing, and also just to help others. So that idea came about. It was discussed. and then it went to, start doing the groundwork to getting the company registered, getting the members of the organization, getting the accounts set up. So everything, the foundational part of it, all that has been established, and we started doing some fundraising as well, so that we can have some funds coming into the CBO. So that was a big accomplishment also for 2025. And with the CBO, it's all about building that out to where we can continue to support family members and their children, and individuals who they're going through that illness. We can try to support them in some capacity, as to whether it's scholarships for some of the kids, or just resources to help them get to their appointments, or helping with food, just kind of trying to bridge the gap in some capacity, to make it a little bit more manageable for family members and patients, and the children who are going through that illness. And we're just continuing to build the CBO, and we ask everyone, to jump on board, to come and join us. You don't have to be in Kenya to be a part of it. You can be anywhere and be a part of it. And right now I can't say that there's anyone in the world that has not heard of the illness, cancer, right? I mean, someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, or whatever, we're all aware of, the illness, and what it costs family members emotionally, mentally, physically. It's the whole entire community, the whole family unit that actually goes through the whole illness of a person when someone in your family is diagnosed. And so we just ask everyone, to just, come on board and help us build it out, so we can help to support some of these family members and the children, to make it a little bit more manageable for them. So so that was a big accomplishment as well for 2025 for the CBO. And of course, like you said, it's new. It's a new thing that we have, but it's growing. It's still growing. And we're just hoping to build that out throughout Kenya, and I think just the entire continent on a whole. And once again, it's, the Elizabeth Sitawa CBO, because it's all about Elizabeth.
And it is a priority.
Yes.
Said GHN. So that's another big piece of our work. It is a collision with purpose priority that we build, not just in Kenya, but we do it elsewhere as well.
Right.
But Kenya is where the starting point. That's where we're starting. So we are appealing to individuals from anywhere in the world to become a part of the CBO. Get in touch with us, contact us. You can get us on our website at a collisionwithpurpose.com. You can get us on our Facebook page, my personal page, Donna's page. Get in touch with us, because this CBO thing is a big deal. It's a big deal. And just awareness alone, there's the stigma that is tied to cancer. When someone get this, contract this disease, people write them off. So there's so much we can do. We're going to be partnershiping with organizations, medical healthcare organizations. We're going to build this out big. We're on a 90-day track to build this thing out, and it's a very aggressive one. So we need your help. If you believe it is in you to bring some skill, some talent, some know-how to help us build out the CBO, we are looking for people like you. We're looking for someone like you. We're looking for help. We need it, because this is too important not to act on now. So I'm appealing to you. Get with us, join us in this initiative. In fact, just join us with the, with the Collision with Purpose movement, because the CBO is a division of the A Collision with Purpose. We're the parent organization for the CBO, so we want you to get on board with that. All right, so Dr. Donna, I'm going to play a little bit more of the students.
Okay.
Okay.
And Doc also sits there. Nice.
Now, this was a special situation here.
Mhm.
I believe this was we're at a location, and we found out that we went to a school, we did a presentation there, and we noticed so many of the students they were nicely dressed in their uniform, but no shoes.
Right.
They had no shoes on. So our members decided that we cannot just walk away and not do something about it. And I believe it was we did 100+ pair
Yeah, I
of
think it was
shoes.
like 100+ pairs of.
Yeah. So that was another highlight of the event. And it was a highlight because we're able to give the shoes to the kids because they needed it. But our members, they really jumped in and made a difference. I'm just going to scroll through here again. I don't know what we're going to come up on. Oh, this was special here too. This was at another school, because another thing that we did, the environment is important.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about buildings, but we've planted trees as well. Almost everywhere we went, we planted trees.
We planted trees, yes.
And so there's a consciousness about the environment in the country, because we didn't go there and say we wanted to plant trees. That was something that they almost always brought to us, say, participate, be a part of this. And so this was special. This was very special.
Can you do this?
Remove the paper? Yeah.
The teachers, and the Coalition with Purpose International for having chosen this school through the initiative of the Madam Elizabeth Sitawa, who is a member of this school. And
will always be given at least some slippers so that you can fit in the house.
But this was a special moment here. This was so special because this is another thing about Kenya and the folks that we dealt with over there. They didn't just receive things; they gave us things as well.
Yeah.
Every opportunity that they had, they were giving us gifts. So I want to play this part here, but this was very special.
Once when you're in America and you look at that, you remember pesos, right? So we still have bags for ladies. The ladies now have enough bags to go for a little shop. A little. Maybe you need some oranges. Go with it. And then now the men. For the African community, we usually put some cereals and the winnowing. Yes, this is the winnowing style. So that's what you do. So for the ladies, we are going to have bags, very beautiful, handmade bags in Kenya. We're going to have them.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So that was special. That was
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
receiving goodies, gifts, So we're not just giving, we're also receiving. In fact, all of our members came back with something that
Mhm.
we didn't purchase over there, and the organization didn't purchase, but what was given to us as, I don't know, a thank you thing. But another big thing that we did in Kenya, and I saw where Carrie Ann posted that we worked with Main Seed Christian University, and we gave out 32 bachelor's degrees scholarship in Kenya.
Yes.
We facilitated that, and we also did 14 in Jamaica. So that was a big thing, because how we see education is very important. So we did that in Kenya. 30, I think it was 32, and we did 14 in Jamaica. And we're going through that process again, where we're doing more of those in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not a big piece of what
accomplishment for 2025.
for 25 activities. So all of that happened. But now we're on to something else, because 2026 is here. And we don't want to live in the past. We cannot live in the past. We're people, we're no people, right? We're no type of organization. And so we're doing things. We're going back to Kenya in May. We're going back to Kenya. And what you watch here in these videos, you'll see more of that, because I know once we get to Kenya, we'll be doing toilets. We'll be going back to visit go to the orphanages to go see these kids. We're going back to schools and older people. We're going to do more work with the CBO while we're there. People who are dealing with this cancer thing. So tell us about that trip, Donna, the trip that we have ahead of us to Kenya.
Yeah, I think you just did. Yeah, we're definitely, looking at doing more toilet initiatives, because we know that's a huge thing there for the children. So definitely doing more of that, and visiting a few more orphanages, probably new orphanages, and then also probably just doing kind of like a quick check and balance in reference to the ones that we visited last year, just a follow-up as to how they're doing and what's happening, because they had some initiatives with some of the orphanages that they were working on last year. So just, a quick check-in, okay, where they are with that, right? And definitely, we most definitely will be doing a lot more work with launching the CBO when we get there, so that we'll see more initiatives built around that, whether it's conferences or visiting some of these families that they're having to deal with the illness. So we'll definitely have more initiatives around the CBO for sure, because that is a top priority for us for this year and going back to Kenya.
Absolutely. So we're going back to Kenya in May, but we went to California in December, and something special happened in California. We launched our growth mindset masterclass. We had 20 leaders in a room. And was that a success? What do you want to share about that?
So that was our first masterclass that we did. We ended the year of 2025 with the masterclass with Unit Healthcare in California with, like you said, 20 of their leaders. And that was a very successful, I would say that was a very successful way to end the year, because we got a lot of feedback from the leaders how impactful that was in reference to teaching them about growth mindset and really stretching their mindset from, a stuck, stagnant, or, whatever their mindset was at that particular time, to really take them out of where they were to start looking at, growth, not just in their organization, but within themselves, right? Most importantly, self. And so that was a good, I would say, a good way to end 2025 and to roll into 2026 based on the success of that masterclass.
Yes, indeed. So now I am going to introduce the masterclass and the growth mindset blueprint and the companion guide, Living the Growth Mindset Blueprint. So I'm going to play a video as a form of an introduction. So let's run the video.
I used to think growth was a destination, one big win, one celebration. But life taught me a deeper truth. Growth is daily, built by what you choose. Every setback held a lesson inside. Every moment asked me how I respond. I stopped waiting on motivation to come and started building who I'd become. I don't break when I bend, I don't lose, I learn. Every scar turns wisdom, every failure earns its turn. This is the blueprint, written in belief, turning doubt into discipline, fear into strength. I don't stop when it's hard, I grow through the pain, every obstacle shaping who I'm becoming. This is the blueprint, mindset unbuilt, from where I am now to who I'm called to fulfill. Growth ain't a moment, it's how I move. I'm living the blueprint, walking it through. I read the pages, but I needed more. Insight without action, don't change the score. So I opened the guide, put pen to page, turn reflection into movement, growth into practice. Every prompt stretched me, grounded my feet, helped me face habits I used to avoid. That's when mindset stopped being theory and started shaping my reality. I don't just know it, I live it out loud. Growth ain't an intention, it's what I allow. This is the blueprint, written in belief, turning doubt into discipline, fear into strength. I don't stop when it's hard, I grow through the pain, every obstacle shaping who I'm becoming. This is the blueprint, mindset unbuilt, from where I am now to who I'm called to fulfill. Growth ain't a moment, it's how I move. I'm living the blueprint, walking it through. The book showed me the path, the companion guide showed me the practice, but the masterclass, that's where transformation got activated. Structure before success, systems before outcomes, growth before everything. In the masterclass, pressure met clarity, mindset sharpened, purpose got strategy. I learned growth don't happen by chance, it responds to design, discipline and stance. From classrooms to boardrooms, lives getting shaped, not just inspired but reprogrammed for change. Now I don't chase progress, I build it each day, turning words into actions, actions into results. This is the blueprint, not just to read, it's how I think, how I move, how I lead. From the book to the guide to the masterclass truth, every layer built the growth I produce. This is the blueprint, mindsets aligned, pressure into power, purpose refined. Growth ain't a destination, it's proof I'm living the blueprint, and now so are you.
Wow. There is so much packed into what has been said there.
Mm-hmm.
So much. And I just hope that whoever will watch this replay will pay attention to those words, because it's saying so much. Those words were specifically crafted to go with the growth mindset blueprint and the companion guide, and to introduce the masterclass. And powerful stuff. I could take each words, three of them put together, and just build a story around it. all profound stuff. So yeah, we're launching our growth mindset masterclass. More will be coming. So stay tuned for that. There's a cost to it, of course. There's a cost to it. However, it's a cost that is worth incurring. It's a life changer. We are going to take you from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And I know you are listening, you will say, but I don't have a fixed mindset. You don't even know that you do. You don't. You don't even know that you do. So you'll hear more. You'll hear more about the growth mindset. And again, I posted the link where you can get the bundle, both books on my, I just posted it on the website. Or you can also go on Amazon and purchase each book. You won't get a bundle. You'll pay for them individually. It'll cost more. So buy the books from our website, A Collision with Purpose. The link is in the chat. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I am learning each time I read it, and I read it quite often. And I go through the exercises myself over and over again. So I'm growing from it. And one of the takeaway for me was because of this book, I was able to build out my growth strategy for 2026, and it's built. You've seen it. You've seen
Right.
it. And I know you can speak to the clarity and how specific and intentionally designed for me to win in 2026. So again, that we can do that for you. There's a cost to it for us to build out your growth strategy. There's a cost to it, but let's talk about it. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the growth mindset, Donna. What else is happening?
Well, you pretty much said it, right? We're going back to Kenya 2026, and the Growth Mindset Masterclass is out there. And for people to just, reach out, purchase your book. I definitely encourage everyone to make the investment in self, right? As long as you are breathing, you can grow. There is room for growth. So as long as you are here and you are breathing, there is always room for growth, no matter how successful you are, whether it's financially or whatever it is, but there is always room for growth for you to do more. So, make the investment in yourself. And, it's a great work, for individuals or even just, organizations wanting to invest in their leaders so that they too can grow and, become better individuals, because that's what it's all about, is improving ourselves, right? So that's definitely, 2026, we're ramping that up, and we're going to see a lot of work around the growth mindset for 2026. And of course, like we said, we're doing an audio for last year's work for Daily Insights Unveiled. So that will be coming up in 2026 as well. So a lot of work that will, we're still working on.
And of course, we're always creating.
Mm-hmm.
I know you are working on a leadership book. You're
Yes.
also working on your book, Shadows Within.
Yep.
Shadows Within, you're working on that, which is a book about you. We initially were thinking about doing Shadows Within and Becoming Iron as a
anthology,
but we have decided that is not the way to go. I know Shadows Within going to be your story. Becoming Iron is going to be my story. How I am becoming iron. It will be, right. And I am way into it. I'm also working on another book called, well, actually it's complete Language of Scars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a powerful piece as well. That won't come out until later this year, much later this year. But right now, for me and for a collision with purpose and for Dr. Donna, it is the growth mindset blueprint. And blueprint is the key. That is the blueprint. That's the drawing, that's the sketch, that is the design that will ensure that you develop the right growth strategy for 2026. And I'm saying that very, very slow and specific, because when you're talking about a design, that is exactly what it is. It's deliberate, it's intentional, and you act on it and you get results. And that's what it is. The book, again, I posted the link for the bundle. The bundle, I mean both books. Price right, go on there and get it. Buy those books. Very important. All right, Dr. Donna, what else is happening before we jump out and get out of here?
I think that's for now. Right?
Well, no, not yet. I just want to, if you're listening, if you'd like to get on any of our shows, right? We have this show on Mondays, right? In the spotlight. On Wednesdays, we have life-changing conversations, and we have on Fridays bridging generations. We're going to revamp and revise it because that is too important a show not to do. So we are restructuring that show, bridging generations. So we're looking now, if you want to come on and share your story on our platform, there are 3 options. We have in the spotlight, which is Mondays at 7:30 p.m. We have, to help me, Donna, we have
Life-changing conversations on Wednesdays.
Right, on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. And then we will have the
Bridging Generations
at 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays, right?
Thursdays.
We won't have it this Thursday, but they will kick off next Thursday. So that's what we have going on. And we're going to Kenya. So we have a lot going on. We have a full year for 2026 and beyond.
Right.
But we're not going to cut it off because we're into this growth mindset, right? We're not fixing anything. There's and beyond.
2026 just started, so that's why I'm saying, I'm like, we don't know what else is gonna happen, but something else is gonna come up
and beyond, because we know there's a 2027 or 2028 or 2029. So we're not gonna lock it off. What we're learning from the blueprint is that it's not about having a plan. That's easy. It's not about getting hype and become motivated and inspired and being positive. Those are given stuff. It's about turning everything you're doing, your words, into actions, and your actions into results in an intentional and deliberate way that will align with who you say you're called to be. That's what it is all about. And that's in a nutshell. And that's my piece. I'm done.
All right. Totally agree. Yeah, it's all about the end result, right? That end result, and definitely how it aligns with who you are. Because at the end of the day, this is all about you and your legacy and what you're leaving behind this world. You only have one due. So you have to be intentional about what you're doing.
Yeah, and I will say, we're not here to have the most polished show. We are about what is real. We are going to tell it like it is, as it should be told, no matter who it offends. Nothing left on the table. Raw, unfiltered, just like it should be told. So that's what you have to look forward to. So get online. Contact us on Facebook, Messenger, wherever, and get on this schedule. So we're taking people to come on the schedule. We want to get this thing rolling, and we want your stories out there, because your story can make a difference, not just in your life, but in someone else's life. We believe that, and we live by that. All right, Donna, just take us out, please.
All right. So thank you all for joining us this Monday evening here on In the Spotlight. And we hope that you have started off your 2026 with that growth mindset. If you have not started, go ahead and purchase your books so you can get on track, so you can begin your growth mindset for 2026. It's still the beginning of the year. It's only the 5th. So, we have the entire year to get it right. So if you don't know how to get started, Dr. Stephenson already did it for you. You got the book, you got the workbook. So just go to the website, acollisionwithpurpose.com, or on Amazon and get your copy, and then reach out to us if you need guidance in how to work through the workbook. We're here to help you. And once again, be safe. It is the beginning of the week, so be safe. Have a wonderful remainder of the week. And I do ask you to go out there and do one act of kindness for someone that you do not know. There's a lot of crazy things that's going on in the world, so let's go ahead and spread as much kindness, peace, and love that we possibly can for 2026. And have a wonderful remainder of your evening. And thank you for joining us.
Couple lights on, cameras roll. Time to break the mold. No more silence, every story's gotta be told. Truth in the air, no filter, no disguise. Real talk, real change. We open up your eyes. We got the voices that are changing the game. Fearless, unchained, calling our names. From the struggles to the rise, we expose, we ignite. No topic too deep when you step in the light. We got the answers, spotlight at your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep. Breaking the silence, no secrets we keep. From the pain to the power, the lessons we learn. Voices of the people, let the fire burn. Dr. Donna, Dr.